One of the 10 best cities in the United States of America. This is the North Miami City Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, October 9th, 2012, sitting at the North Miami City building, 776 Northeast 125th Street on the second floor here at the council chambers. To begin the meeting this evening, I'm going to call on Officer of the Month, Officer Gary Jones, to lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you so much, Officer Jones. Continue on with the program. We're going to call on Pastor Gregory Toussaint from Tabernacle of Glory for the invocation this evening.
Let us pray. Father, it is written in your word that justice and righteousness are the foundation of your throne. So, Father, as I stand here, I pray for both of these elements, Father God, in our city. I pray that you lead and guide those that you've permitted to be in public office, Father God. May they uphold righteousness as well as justice in this nation. I pray as well that you grant them wisdom, for we know that that's pleasing to you. Solomon had asked you for wisdom, and you were so pleased. You told him, not only that I will give you wisdom that you asked for, I will give you everything else that you didn't ask for, such as wealth, influence. So, Father, I pray that not only you grant all of our elected officials, Father God, and those who are in position of authority, not only a sense of righteousness and justice, but as well, Father, a strong sense of wisdom. We thank you. We ask you all of these favors in the name of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, Jesus Cristo. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Greg, for taking time out from your busy schedule to do the invocation for us this evening. Appreciate that. Okay, thank you. To continue on with the agenda, Mr. City Clerk, would you do roll call?
Vice Mayor Sterriel.
Here.
Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Mayor Pierre.
Here.
Councilman Marcellus.
Here.
Councilman Bland.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. City Clerk. Mr. City Manager, any addition, deletions, amendments, deferrals to the agenda this evening?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I respectfully request with your approval to pull tab L from the consent agenda.
Tab L.
Tab L.
Uh-huh.
And from the request petition communications, I respectfully request to pull tab Z1 and tab Z3. Tab Z3, Councilman Marcellus, at the appropriate time, will provide further discussion on that item.
Okay, so pull tab L, tab Z1, and tab Z3.
Correct.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Any other items to be pulled?
I'd like to pull.
Okay, just 1 second. That's
all that I have.
okay. The agenda has been set by the city manager, Councilman Galvin.
Sure, you're pulling tab L off for discussion separately.
Tab L, we want to pull it off of the agenda.
Oh,
Delete
you don't
it
want
from
to
the agenda.
Delete it from the agenda.
Correct.
Okay, I thought you were pulling it off. To
I'm
discuss it
sorry,
separately.
tab
Okay.
L, we're pulling it
So
from
all
the
three of
consent.
those you just requested are off tonight's agenda?
Correct.
Now,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I got a request from my constituents that item O.
We're not there yet.
All right.
Okay, when we get there, we'll
NP.
discuss it.
Tell me when we get there, Mayor.
We will get there. Don't worry. We got plenty of time. I got till 2 o'clock in the morning. Any other items? Okay.
I hope you're kidding.
Hearing none.
No.
Agenda has been set. I'm sorry.
No, I have tab C. I can put it for discussions.
That's no problem. We're not there yet,
Okay.
guys. I mean,
All right.
guys are in no rush. We got time. And plus, we got our friends here that here to see us and talk to us about what's going on. Don't be in no rush. Let's take our time. Okay. Mr. Manager, so the agenda has been set. Now we're going to go directly into special presentations, and we have a few proclamations to do. Then I think our Senator, Senator Oscar Brennan, if he's not here yet, he will be here soon. And we'll get to the Senator once we finish presenting those proclamations. So I'm going to ask the City Council to please step down to do the proclamations that we have for this evening. Thank you. The first proclamation that we have for this evening, the young man that did the Pledge of Allegiance for us, he is what I call the Officer of the Month. So I'm going to ask Officer Gary Jones, who's been with the city for over 28 years. He looks like he's 30-something. Wow. It must be something in the North Miami water that you kept on drinking for you to be looking that young and that many gray hair. Congratulations, sir. I'm going to ask the Chief of Police to tell us exactly what he did, that he was made to be the Officer of the Month. Let's give Officer Gary Jones a round of applause for the work that he has done. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to ask Sergeant Rollman, which is his direct supervisor, to go ahead and just let you know the outstanding work this officer has been doing. And if you don't mind, the Assistant Chiefs, Acting Chief Burden and Chief Juriga, if you can come up, please.
Before we move forward, I have known Sergeant Rosen for a very long time. Did you score #1 in the sergeant test? Written part. Okay, let's give her a round of applause. #1. Okay. You know, congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
All right, go ahead.
I'll run by this real quick. The North Miami Police Department's Officer of the Month for September 2012 is Officer Gary Jones. Jones has been a police officer for 28 years and a member of the North Miami Police Department for 20 years. He is assigned to the Uniform Patrol Section midnight shift with us. Officer Jones starts his day by arriving to work with a positive attitude, a demeanor he readily imparts on his calls when communicating with citizens on a daily basis. He also takes a proactive approach to the concerns of the day and offers solutions. As he patrols, he is cognizant of his zone's problems areas, and he takes the initiative in solving the same. For example, Officer Jones constantly monitors Motel 7, a problem area for us, and has kept the loitering in that area to a minimum. Also, due to the known speed violators who ingress and egress from I-95 onto Northwest 135 Street and Opelika Boulevard, Officer Jones volunteers to conduct content speed violation enforcement details in these areas. He does so by enlisting and motivating other officers to join him. His approach to this problem has kept traffic accidents in the area to a minimum, and speeders. Officer Jones is also a strong supporter of MAD's anti-drunk driving efforts, and he is readily willing to assist any officer who requests his assistance with suspected offenders, and that includes adjacent jurisdictions. In addition, Officer Jones is an avid learner and has volunteered to attend an array of police-related schools, such as DUI enforcement, firearms, and taser safety. He is also a police instructor in all of these areas. Most importantly, Officer Jones has attended some of these schools voluntarily during his own time due to scheduling limitations. His diligence in that sense has availed us of special knowledge and skills we need during the midnight shift. Officer Jones is also an exemplary field training officer, and this is my favorite part, I must say. He imparts enthusiasm and a professional quality on the officers he trains that will continue to have a positive impact on the future of North Miami and its officers. In short, Officer Jones is one of the most valuable members of our department, and he deserves recognition at this time, his 20th year anniversary with us, and I'm proud to have him.
Okay, let's come up right there and take a picture. Yeah.
A good example of good use of our money.
I was just going to say, you guys,
I go in the back. I'm here. I'm the tallest one.
Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Good man, huh?
Yeah. I don't have anything written, but first of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm very appreciative of having this award. I've been in law enforcement since I was 19 years old. It's always been in my heart to help people, help communities, and to make the quality of life a little better for everybody. I want to say thank you to my command staff, my immediate supervisors, and everybody that attended here tonight to join me with this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. The next proclamation we're gonna call on Becky Jones on behalf of Comprehensive Breast Health Center of Jackson Memorial to come forward to accept this proclamation in honor of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in the city of North Miami. And I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Jones. Ms. Jones, come forward. Don't be shy. I mean, we know you're not shy. You know? So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Jones to tell you a little bit about this illness that kills so many women in our country.
Thank you. On behalf of Jackson Health Center Breast Cancer Mammogram Van, I'm here to accept this proclamation. The City of North Miami has partnered with Jackson's Health Center Mammogram Van for the last 6 or 7 years. They bring the van out here to the parking lot once a year, and our female employees and some of the dependents of our employees come out and get their mammogram done. Mammograms are free in the state of Florida if you have health insurance as part of the preventative care part of the insurance. So for those many years, we have been providing free mammograms to our employees. And each year I have at least 27 to 30 women to come out and get the mammogram done. This year, Jackson has a grant, and they have a new mammogram van, and they will be bringing it here to the city for us to view at one of our meetings in November. So you'll all get to see the new and improved mammogram van, and it's available to the community. So if you have church events or any type of events that you want to have the van, you can just contact Jackson and they will bring it out to you. And of course, we all know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the chance of developing invasive breast cancer at some time in a woman's life is about 1 in 7. With African American women, it's more prevalent. And today we have approximately 2.5 million breast cancer survivors living in the U.S. And for many years, the number of survivors were slim. But because of research and because of the American Cancer Society and the Susan G. Komen and Jackson Memorial, Sylvester Cancer Center, all those places are helping to provide what American Cancer says is more birthdays. So American Cancer says they are the provider of birthdays for women. And this weekend there is a couple of breast cancer pink bra walks, one in Dade and one in Broward. And the City of North Miami does have a team, and we will be walking for breast cancer this Saturday. Thank you very much for providing this to us.
Okay. Now, Becky, come here and take a picture. No, it doesn't. Thank you. And Becky, while we have you here, I just want to mention to everyone that are here this evening that the City of North Miami is doing the Relay for Life. And please contact Becky Jones at our Human Resources Department, which is on the first floor. You could go to www.northmiamifl.gov and go directly into her department, and you'll find all the information that you need for the relay. So please contact Becky Jones on that. Thank you so much, Becky. Okay. The next proclamation, I'm going to call on Chief Mark Elias to receive this proclamation, which is the proclamation Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Chief, can you tell us a little bit about, what are we doing, to prevent domestic violence here in the city of North Miami?
Mayor, thank you so much. I would like to call Assistant Chief Jariga, which is over that particular unit. I think Major Page, Commander Croyd, and also Natasha Jean-Francois, which is our domestic violence. She's our coordinator. Okay. If they don't mind coming up, please. Natasha, she's the expert at it. You want to come up and say something as far as what the proactive approach that the police department does and the different services that they provide to the community as it relates to domestic violence.
Hey, hi. I was not prepared for this, but anyways, my name is Natasha Jean-Francois. I am the victim advocate here at the North Miami Police Department. My role is to serve as a liaison to victims of crimes, especially victims of domestic violence in the city of North Miami. What I do assist them is with services. There is a grant that assists victims of crime. It's called the VOCA, Victim of Crime Act. With that grant, we do assist victims of domestic violence to relocate to another place in fear for this if they're running from the abuser. We do refer them to shelter. We partner with the lodge, safe space, and all the other social services that can be of assistance to them.
Okay, thank you. All right, Natasha, thank you. I just want to say a couple of things about domestic violence. To begin with, I think when Janet Reno became the state attorney's office in Miami-Dade County, that has shifted. Basically, I think it was a free-for-all in when she became the state attorney, and I think under Kathy Fernandez, that continued to be the case. And now people can actually get help, and they don't have to be afraid of reporting domestic violence. And another thing that comes with domestic violence is that now, basically, the United States Immigration Services, if you are a victim of domestic violence, and let's say whether it's your husband or your wife that was the violator, you can actually still get your residency despite whether he or she does not want to continue the paperwork for you. So this is, I think those two things need to be mentioned. And as some of you may know, there's about 4 million Americans each year that are affected with domestic violence, and I think it's very important that the police department has a department and has someone that is there to prevent domestic violence and the widespread of domestic violence in the city of North Miami. So thank you so much, Natasha, Sergeant Coy, Major Bade, Chief Jariga. Thank you so much for all you do in that department. So we would like to present this proclamation to you. Okay, let's go take a picture.
We'll take a second to see.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. The next proclamation, this is going on countrywide, and basically I'm not sure if a lot of you remembered what happened maybe 7 or 8 years ago about the young lady that I think she was texting while driving and she got into a fatal accident. And this is not just that case, but this is a huge problem in our country. And now, I think I'm guilty of that. I don't know if anybody wants to admit that a lot of us do text while we driving. And I think, this is a problem in our country. So I'm going to ask Chief Elias to accept this proclamation. And all we're doing is proclaiming Friday, October 12, 2012, to be no texting while driving day in the city of North Miami, and urge all residents to recognize no texting while driving and not to text. You know, I mean, even if you text while driving, I'm not sure if we could enforce that, but we're just encouraging people. I think AT&T is doing the same thing. I think a lot of people throughout the country realize, and this is a problem among young people. So I know all of you here are young, so this is a problem among all of us that are here. So, Chief, thank you so much for accepting this proclamation on people that are texting, and they're more likely. I mean, the statistics say that people that are texting while driving are 23 times more likely to get into car crashes than other drivers, according to the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute, and those data are out there for people to see. So thank you, Chief. All right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I'm still learning.
Chief Jariga and the major wanted to come up.
Oh, go ahead.
Don't be shy. You're always putting me on the spot, so.
Somebody's going to do your face.
Robert?
Yes, good. Make Robert
Yeah.
Robert?
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to call on the beautiful people that actually did the presentation that you see out in the lobby, University of Miami Cuban Heritage Collection. I'm going to call on Esperanza Bravo de Verona, the chair of the Cuban Heritage Collection, and Gladys Gomez Rosie to please come forward, special assistant to the head and community relations coordinator for the Cuban Heritage Collection. And I'm going to call on the committee chairs, Maida and Lucia, to please come forward to do the presentation for this great collection that we got here in the city of North Miami. I have to say, ladies, I had a few Cuban Americans that came to my office, and they said, you know, some of the information that we got there, you know, it needs to go deeper, and we need to put more information about Cuban history. So I said that's all we got. You know, I mean, we would hope to get a lot more, and thank you so much. So can we have the committee chairs, Maida and Lucia? Can you come forward and, you know, present this proclamation to the two young ladies that let us borrow this wonderful display that we have out there. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, without this beautiful display that the Cuban Heritage Museum allowed us to use, this beautiful art display on the second floor, made a special feeling towards the Cuban Heritage Hispanic Month. And I do want to thank Gladys and Esperanza for allowing us to use this for the city of North Miami. And we'd like to present to you the proclamation to thank you for that.
Okay, sure.
This is for you.
Oh, thank you. I went to school there.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm very glad for that to know.
Graduated University of Miami 1997.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Okay, we were there.
Thank
This
you.
is our department now, the Cuban Heritage
Oh.
Collection.
Oh, wow. Great.
Okay. To me, it's an honor to come here today to receive this proclamation of the city of North Miami. I would like to let you know that the University of Miami, since its foundation in 1926, was very close to Cuba. The first president of the University of Miami went to Cuba in 1925 before he just accepted to be the first president of the University of Miami. The first student that was registered at the University of Miami in 1928 was a Cuban, the first Hispanic American student registered. Then also the first football game that the University of Miami, play was with Cuba. The team of the University of Havana that was named the Caribes. And here the Hurricanes were the team of the University of Miami. And probably you don't know this. This team is named Hurricanes because was the big hurricane in 1926 that destroyed Miami.
Yeah.
And then when they asked for a name, they said Hurricanes. Well, that's why the collection began in 1926. The first 300 books that were donated to the University of Miami were Cuban books.
Wow.
Brought from Cuban professors. 3 professors from the University of Havana came to open the University of Miami. That's why we have this collection. It's not something new since the foundation. Then later on, with all the Cuban students and professors, and was a very relationship with the University of Havana. Then, and at the time of 1959, when the United States opened the doors to the Cuban refugees, the University of Miami accepted 2,000 students, Cuban students, plus professors from the University of Havana. Then 7 programs the University of Miami just established to help physicians, lawyers, accountants, teachers, and that's why.
Wow.
We have the best collection that exists around the world with all kinds of materials. We have books, we have new periodicals, we have archival material. Anything that you need about Cuba from the colonial period to present, from here and from the island, we have it. Then I invite all of you to visit us when you have a chance. Thank you so much in the name of the University of Miami Cuban Heritage Collection for the honor to receive today this proclamation.
Wow, careful.
Theirs and Laura's, so
Yeah.
you're going to say to I have 2 sets of cameras, so that's for them. This is for us.
And that's the pictures we never see.
Now this one is our camera. Let's just take one more just to be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay, appreciate that. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. I had fun when I was there for 3 years. Okay.
8 years. 8 years at University of Miami.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
I see our very able, competent judge here with us, Don Korn. Thank you so much for being here. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay. Judge, would you like to say?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Less than a minute.
Okay, no problem.
Which I guess is unusual.
It's okay. Take your time, Judge. Thank you. Nice seeing you again, Judge. Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, council members, one of the wonderful things about running for judge is it's a county-wide race. Some would say that's wonderful, others would say it's not wonderful. But to me, it's wonderful because you meet so many wonderful people when you run in a county-wide race. This city is not only the American city or America's city; it's a city of wonderful people. I just wanted to sincerely thank everyone for their support in my re-election. It meant so very much to me, and that's from my heart that I say this. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. 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 Thank you so much, Judge, and we do love you, and we like the work that you do in our community, and truly appreciate you for all you have done. Now I'm going to turn it over. Ms. Sefler, okay, the senator is not here yet. Oh, he's not coming. Okay, so now before we proceed, we're going to turn it into a little entertainment. I ask the council, you could go back to your seat. We'll do a little entertainment before we move forward. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait 1 second. I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. Fleur, who is the representative of the senator, will do the presentation on behalf of the senator. Thank you so much. I didn't hear you. You can come forward. Let's give her a round of applause, okay?
Sorry. It's okay. Thank you. My apologies. The senator's children are sick today, so he wasn't able to make it. His 2 babies, well, 1 brand new baby and a 4-year-old. I'd like to thank the mayor, council, and staff for giving us the opportunity to come here and present something that's near and dear to my heart. I've been working very hard on it. It's called Help for Homeowners. It's a workshop where we're going to actually bring banks into the city of North Miami, and they're going to help people negotiate their mortgages. We've done, there have been a lot of programs like this around the county, but this is something that we really wanted to do local, and we wanted to do it small so that people can be comfortable and they can feel familiar with their surroundings. It's going to be at the North Miami Public Library from 4 to 8 o'clock, and everyone here knows where the library is. Of course. And I'd really like to thank you guys for the city of North Miami for being such a strong partner with the senator's office. There's never been a time that we call for anything and we get a rejection or any type of hard time or a hassle. So on that note, again, please spread the word if anyone needs any assistance, any help, to come to the North Miami Library on Thursday from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And on a slightly personal note, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I would really encourage everyone to make sure that they go and get a mammogram. I have a friend who passed away last year, and she was 35 years old. So breast cancer, it has no age, it has no limitations. As soon as you can, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. It costs you nothing. And she doesn't have any more birthdays, and maybe you can one day. So that's the personal note. You guys have a wonderful evening.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right.
Good evening, everyone.
Buenas noches.
This evening, we would like to invite you to join us in a special celebration in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month.
Esta noche los invitamos a que se unan a nosotros a la celebración del mes de la herencia hispana.
William Penhouse, Chief Fund Officer of Penhouse Production, has been providing quality star entertainment internationally for over 40 years. Penhouse Production also provides multicultural entertainment to many colleges, universities, and municipalities.
William Penhouse, primer oficial de diversión de las producciones Penhouse, ha estado presentando entretenimiento de calidad internacional por más de 40 años. Producciones Penhouse también proveen entretenimiento educacional a universidades, colegios y municipalidades.
This evening, you will experience a taste of Latin American sounds and moves provided by the lovely and talented Griselda and Carolina from Penhouse Productions.
Hoy les traemos una muestra del ritmo, el sonido y el sabor latinoamericano con la actuación de las bellas y talentosas Griselda y Carolina.
Enjoy.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Griselda. I'm from Guadalajara, Mexico. I'm going to do Quimara, the beautiful Celia Cruz. Okay? Everybody, come on and sing. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. No dice. Mama, mama. Mama, mama. Vaya. No dice todo. Sabor. Rico. La rumba me está llamando. Pongo, dile que ya voy. Que me espere un momentito mientras bailo un guaguancó. Dile que no es un desprecio, pues vive en mi corazón. Mi vida es tan solo eso, rumba buena y guaguancó. Mama, mama. Vaya. ¿Cómo dice? Rico. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Y si quiere gozar, si quiere bailar. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Lo baila Pachito, también Joseito. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbajito. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, 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 que tumba, kumba, kimbara, que tumba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, 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 kumba, kimbara, kumba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Mira, vaya. Very good. Very good. I like that. Everybody's gonna do. Para papá, okay? Para papá. Para papá. One more time. Para papá. There you go. Para papá. One more time. Para papá. There you go. Para papá. Para papá. Para papá. ¿Qué dice? Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Lo baila María, también Joseito. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbajito. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, 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 kumba, kimbara, kimbara. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, que tumba, kimbara, que tumba. Para que tumba, kimbara, la rumba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbara, kumbara. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Ajá, émale. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. I need an answer right here with me. ¡Ay, Dios mío! Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Shake it out. I got to dance with mine. Thank you. Kimbara, tumba, kimbara, que tumba, kimbara, que tumba, kimbara, la rumba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Aquí, allá, aquí, allá. Kimbara, kimbara, kumbara, kumba, kimbara, kumbara. Kimbara, kimbara, kumba, kimbamba. Émalo. Nos fuimos. Bendiciones para Celia Cruz, whatever she is. Thank you very much for the culture. Okay, Carolina is next. Thank you very much, everybody. Give it up for Griselda. Thank you.
Well, besides of all our music, the salsa and all that, Hispanic music is very well known as to be very romantic. So since we are doing the tribute for the Cuban music as well, I want to bring to the table today a beautiful style of music called bolero. So I know you all know what I'm talking about. So I want to do this bolero. It's called Sabor a mí.
Okay, let's keep going with Celia Cruz. This is another rhythm, this is a cha-cha-cha rhythm, okay? Y esto que dice el hierberito. Vámonos. Se oye el rumor de un pregonar que dice así: el hierberito llegó. Traigo hierba seca a la carrega, traigo el quesipón al hinchazón, traigo abre camino a tu destino y traigo la ruda al que estornuda. También traigo albahaca a la gente, la que la pasote pa' que para los brotes. El ventibe al que no ve y con esta hierba se casa usted. Mira cómo dice. Cha 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 cha. Traigo traigo hierba santa, para la garganta traigo quesimo, para el chafón, traigo ave camino, a tu destino, y traigo la ruda, para que estornuda, también traigo albahaca, para que la pasote, para los brotes el vetiver, para que no ve, y con esta hierba se casa usted. Traigo hierba santa, a la garganta traigo queso, a la hinchazón, traigo ave camino. Y vamos a seguir con el coro, ¿todos listos? ¿Cómo dice? Cha, 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 ¿ok? Cha, cha, cha. Cha, cha, cha. Cha, 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 one more time. Cha, cha, cha. There you go. Cha, cha, cha. Cha, cha, cha. Cha, cha, cha. Y con esa hierba se casa usted. Con esa hierba se casa usted. Can you get that cha-cha-cha with us? Se casa usted. Say it. It's very easy, okay? 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Yeah. Cha-cha-cha. Right? Cha-cha-cha. Yeah, okay? Right? It's like stepping on cockroaches. Ready? Check it out. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 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 Vuelta. Now sexy. Very sexy, right? Thank you very much. One more dancer, one more dancer. One more dancer, come on. Oh, your leg? Yeah. Come on, sir. Come on, sir. Don't be shy. Come on now. Con esa hierba se casa usted. Vamos, vamos. Dale, dale. Oh, my goodness. Oh, come on. There we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 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 Se casa usted. Cha-cha-cha. Now you have lessons before. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Se casa usted. Come on. Right there. Come on, come on. Come on. Se casa usted. Ay, mira, mira, mira cómo baila usted. Con eso llega. Se casa usted. Hey, 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 hey. Down, come on. Down. Hey, hey, hey. That's for the dancers. Thank you very much, everybody. Cha-cha-cha. Thank you. Gracias.
Have a nice round of applause for the ladies. The mayor wanted to do a little compa. Thank you very much.
Come on, guys, let's give it up again for the William Penthouse production. Thank you. Thank you. Hope to see you again soon, you know, for some more performances in the city. Thank
Yes,
you.
indeed. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, while we wrapping up the performance, can we? Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, welcome.
Very nice. Thank you. Can we any city event announcement, Mr. Manager?
Yes, Mayor and Council, we're going to have Cynthia in place of our POI, who's out, to come up and give the
Okay,
announcements.
sure, no problem.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cynthia Celista, Community Outreach Coordinator, and I'm just going to jump right into the October highlights. For those of you who've missed the North Miami Farmers Market, well, they are back. They had their grand opening last Thursday, and they will be there from here on every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So make sure you don't miss out on your weekly dose of fresh fruits and vegetables and organic items and those yummy baked goods. Tomorrow, right here, again in Chambers, starting at 11:30, North Miami Hall of Fame induction ceremony will take place, where earlier this year, the North Miami City Council voted to induct the Alvarez brothers into the city's Hall of Fame for their outstanding leadership, accomplishments, and sense of community. The brothers took different paths to become successful attorneys after immigrating to North Miami from Cuba. And they're all actually graduates of North Miami Senior High. So I hope you'll be able to make it. That's at 11:30 tomorrow. Refreshments to follow. Okay, on October the 18th, and get ready because we have quite a few things happening on October 18th. Starting from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the City of North Miami is partnering with the Minority Business Development Agency in their midweek 30th anniversary business matchmaker conference. Our purchasing department will be speaking on how businesses can do business with the City of North Miami, and the event is free for all North Miami-based businesses. Just make sure you bring proof that you are located here, like a business card. And for more information, because you do have to register, you can go to our website, www.northmiamifl.gov. Next, for those of you, the holidays are coming, so you want to leave a little extra room for all the goodies. So it's time to get in gear with the community bike ride headed up by our own Mayor Andre Pierre. And that's going to be, again, next Thursday, October the 18th. Registration begins at 5 o'clock. We all meet right outside at the Mocha Plaza, and we do depart promptly at 5:30. So just be sure to wear proper gear and come on out, and you don't have to lose the weight alone. You can join up with other wonderful people within your community and go for a lovely bike ride. And the police department is there, by the way. We have great escorts with them. They're wonderful, along with Parks and Recreation. And we don't let you pass out along these rides. We do provide refreshments to keep you going to the bitter end, okay? And again, when you're done with the bike ride, you're then going to move over to the North Miami Library, because we hope you will plan to attend Between the Covers Book Club to discuss the book of the month, The Eye of the Needle by Ken Follett. The club meets inside the program room at the North Miami Public Library. That's at 7 p.m. Again, October 8th, 7 p.m. I guess you could say those cool nights are coming in, so it's a great time for you to pick up a book and have people to discuss it with. Okay, now the next thing is pretty important. You might want to take a note of this. We're going to have the State of the City address, and that is going to be on Wednesday, October 24th. That'll start at noon, and that's going to be at the Miami Shores Country Club. The mayor has been the featured speaker at the Chamber's October luncheons for many years in order to deliver the State of the City address to the community. The cost to attend is $20 for Chamber members, and if you're not a member, it's $25. You need to please contact the Chamber office. The number is 305-891-7811. Again, 305-891-7811 to reserve your seat. And our mayor is going to update us as to what has been going on within the city. So if you want to stay informed, if you have questions that can't be answered tonight, you want to definitely be there. And one last thing I'm going to touch on, because you kind of have to plan ahead, especially if you have kids and you want to get your tickets. This is our Halloween Haunted Trails and Kids Fun Zone. This is going to take place on October 26th. That's a Friday night, and that's going to be from 7 to 11 p.m. at Enchanted Forest Elaine Gordon Park. Admission is $5 per person, and we do have a family pass for $20. It admits up to 5. The sale of the tickets are going to be at Parks and Recreation Department. It has already started from the 1st until the 26th. So dress in your Halloween best and enjoy the hauntingly good times on the nature trails at the Enchanted Forest Park. And that concludes my announcements for the evening. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Celestin. You have done an excellent job. You know, it seemed like, Pam cannot wait to come back. Okay. And those of you who may not know, Pam has been out for a couple weeks, and she'll be out for another week or so. She had an operation, and she'll be back soon to fulfill, her duty, which, we love dearly. So we'll see her soon.
Mayor, the only other city event I will reserve, I think you have the notification regarding the job fair. I'll let that be reserved for your council.
That's no problem. Thank you. I guess this is October, and we have another month till the end of the hurricane season. I think Hurricane Wilma hit us sometime in October. Is that what happened a few years back? So we're not really at the clear yet. What's going on?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mayor, that is true. Hurricane season is from June 1st to November 30th. We are about 7 more weeks are left in the hurricane season, so we still have a way to go. North Miami is prepared, and every day we are trying to stay in compliance with all state and county requirements, and especially with all federal requirements as stated by the NAMS regulation, the National Incident Management System.
Okay, thank you. Mr. City Manager, city projects update.
Mayor, this evening we're going to just limit it to 2 very important updates. We're going to ask Ms. Calloway to come after our IT Director, Mr. Castillo.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Just brief updates, Mayor and Council, regarding the bus shelter, the long-anticipated, awaited bus shelter program, along with the city's signage program. Is it up? This is essentially, if you can see it, a map of all the locations of the bus shelters. We currently now have 30. We had 11 existing, and we just recently installed 19. So I have some beautiful pictures showing the use of the bus shelter. As you can see, they're all now installed. We had 20 budgeted. All 20 has already been delivered to the city. We have 1 that's in storage since we cannot install it on Northwest 7th Avenue because we're expecting some improvements on 441, but it's here at the city. It came in under budget. Let me go back because I'm not. Okay. It came in under budget, so we were able to order an additional 6 shelters. We're expecting those to be installed by the end of January.
Okay.
With respect to our signage program, you might have seen all the signs popping up throughout the city. Since the implementation of our signage program, we have installed 15 gateway signs. You might see them all throughout the city at all of our gateways. This is the back of an existing gateway sign that is in the environment currently. This is the front. And we have also installed 15 parking facility signs, and they look pretty much like this. We have several public lots throughout the city. You might have seen a few across City Hall. This is what they look like. And then my most favorite of all is our directional public parking signs. We have 5 of those that are already installed throughout the city. We also have 15 parks and recreation signs that are now identifying all our parks facilities throughout the city. And what is coming next in phase 2. This is a picture of 30 directional signs that you will see throughout the city that will essentially point visitors to MOCA, City Hall, to all our public facilities, to the library. We're expecting to have 30 of these installed throughout the city. In addition, we'll have 5 monument signs that will pretty much look like this. The design has been completed. Those will be installed in our downtown and also in our Arts Overlay District area. So it's 5 of these that are anticipated. And then our electronic board sign, this one is expected to be installed at the Mocha Plaza as a part of our Phase 2 sign installation. We're expecting to start permitting within the next week, and that you'll start seeing Phase 2 signs popping up mid-November with an expected completion date by the end of the calendar year, end of December. And that's my update. Thank you.
Wow.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. City Manager, some part of the city, for example, Biscayne Boulevard, I see where we, yes, my mic is on, but it's just not.
It's on. Go ahead.
It's on. I see like 3 bus benches, but 1 shelter. It kind of look awkward.
Just an
Around
update on
140
that.
something.
Yes, for those areas where you see bus benches and shelter, the vendor has been told that those benches should be removed, so it's not a conflict, and it really does not aesthetically, it really throws off the shelter. So
Correct.
those benches will be removed, and we have been told today that those will be removed ASAP as soon as possible.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Calloway.
Good evening, Ricardo Castillo, IT Director. I'm
The
gonna
best
give-
IT director in the country. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
If you guys have never been to our website, you could see the difference, what it is now and what it was for the last 70 years. Thank you so much, man. I don't know, how you just came in and just, you have all this brilliant idea. I went to school, as an engineer initially. Then somehow I got lost and end up, in the law profession. But really, what you have done with the IT department and what you have done, what you bring to the city, I mean, this is definitely a breath of fresh air. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
Thank you. I'm going to give you guys a brief overview of our new website and some of the technology improvements that we have done to it. I'm going to go over each one of this individually. I'm just going to mention them right now. Some of the new features that we have added to our website. We have added a business directory. We have a new citizens e-portal. Now we have a new functionality, which is our e-news, where citizens can sign up to receive updates as things get updated into our website. We have added expanded search capabilities via Google search to allow citizens and vendors to be able to look up information easier in our site. We have done Facebook integration, and as well as we're providing Google translation for Spanish and Haitian Creole. We have improved our calendar functionality within the website, as well as added some lookup tools for the garbage and zoning, and we have added a video archive via YouTube. Our business directory allows businesses in the North Miami in the city of North Miami to add themselves to our list of businesses by going to our website on the main site and selecting on our business tab and selecting business directory. All businesses in the North Miami, in the city of North Miami, can go in here and sign up to be in our site. Our citizens e-portal, this has been launched effective October 1st. It provides, it can be accessed first of all by going to eportal.northmiamifl.gov, and currently it provides information regarding building permits. However, in the near future, you're going to be able to access information regarding your business tax receipts as well as your utility bill or the water bill. Also, in the near future, we plan on incorporating online payments so that residents can pay for their water bill and building permits online. We have, like I said before, we have added our e-news so that you can keep up to date with the latest information as we post it on our website. Once you subscribe, you will receive emails as items are added to the site, providing you with the latest information always. We have expanded our search capabilities throughout the site by using Google search, and we have added social media capabilities by allowing users out there to share items from our website with their friends via the Facebook like button. So now you can like information on our site and it will show on your Facebook page. We've also provided Google translation services, so you now can browse our website in Spanish or Haitian Creole by clicking on the links which are located in the upper right corner of the screen and selecting the language. Please note, though, that Google provides the translation services, and we are not responsible for the accuracy of the translation, as all services are provided as is by Google. And I should have consulted with the city attorney, I guess, before putting that disclaimer. But
so your Creole is not that good.
So those translations are managed by Google. We have no control over how it displays. Some of it might be textual, although for the most part it looks pretty good. The translations are pretty accurate. We have added improved calendars. Now our calendar on the website is color keyed to allow you to find the various events taking place in the city by using a color coordinated way. You can also click on any particular date to get more information regarding the events taking place on that date. We have lookup tools for garbage and zoning. So using our tools, now you can look up whether or not your address is in the city of North Miami and whether it's served by the city of North Miami Water Department. Also, you can find out what days of the week your trash and recycling are picked up. You can also utilize the zoning tool to determine the zoning for a property. Now, to access these tools from our main page, you can click on the e-services tab and select either lookup garbage tool or the lookup zoning tools. Last but not least, we have added a video archive, so you can now watch our past council meetings on your smartphone, tablet, or portable device by downloading the YouTube application on your device, and you can search for our channel, City of North Miami, and if you look on the upper right corner of the screen, you'll see how the icon will display. Or you can go to YouTube, www.youtube.com/City of North Miami. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to get emailed as new videos are added to our archives. And that's all that I have.
Wow. Thank you. 1 second, Mr. Go ahead.
Thank you. May I ask a question of Mr. Castillo?
Sure.
It looks outstanding. A lot of these things are way overdue. Since you...
Why, sorry.
Take care of that.
I meant for that to happen. Since you rebooted it a week ago, a lot of documents and links and old things are down. When will those be back up?
They will be back up as soon as possible. We're working on getting all of the documents in there. It's been an ongoing process since October 1st because we have to grab all those documents from our old site and move them in here. But they will be available as soon as possible.
Do you have a window maybe when that might happen, or?
We'll work to get it done within this week or next week at the latest.
Okay, cool. Well, I think it looks great.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much again, sir. Mr. City Manager.
That's all for our
That's all of
project.
the projects. With the consent agenda, Councilman Blen, is there something in there that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I want to withdraw item.
Which one?
Two items.
Which one?
O and P to the next council meeting.
It's not on the consent agenda. I'm at the consent agenda now.
No,
okay. Can
no.
I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
No. I have questions on the consent.
Okay, go ahead. Councilman Marcellus, what's your question?
Yes, I think tab C, I just want to pull it for a question.
Okay, tab C.
And also tab G.
Tab C and E.
G.
Tab C. Okay, go ahead. What is your question on tab C?
And my question is that why we have to sell the substations, the lift station that we have right now to university, to Florida International University. Why? I just want to know why we have to sell that to that university.
Councilman, I thought our Public Works Director was here. He may have stepped out. But nonetheless, this is for installation of equipment that has already been installed at the FIU University. And as such, as we move forward, they have agreed to reimburse the city for those items. And moving forward, they will pay their regular utility. This is in the sum of amount of about $299,000. Mr. Donnie has appeared, and maybe he can shed some more light.
Yeah, the other questions is that when I check to find out with some experts that have experience on that field, and I asked them the difference between the line or the lift stations, and what I have learned, the line is belong to us. Anybody that tap on that line, they have to pay the city to tap on it. And if we sell the line right now to FIU, anybody that tap on that line, they're going to pay the FIU. That's a revenue that it matters to the city. That's the only things that I really want to clarify. Is this thing there's a difference between the line or the lift stations? If just the lift stations or the line that we're going to sell to FIU, is belong to us also?
Correct. I'll defer to our Public Works Director.
Aleem Ghani, Public Works Director. Presently, the North Campus at FIU has two lift stations or sanitary sewer pump stations. There is one that was there when FIU built the campus. That belonged to the city of North Miami. Subsequent to the development which took place over the last 20 or 30 years ago, another lift station was built, another smaller lift station. The system was put in, the sanitary sewer system was put in the early 60s. So the system is pretty old. FIU built around that system. We upgraded the system recently. When I say recently, within the past 6 years, the city upgraded the system by installing a brand new force main along 151st Street at a cost of $1.2 million. We upgraded the lift station as well as that force main. The section that is on the campus, or on FIU campus, is approximately 800 linear feet together with that lift station the city originally owned. That's the only portion that is being donated or given back to FIU. All the money that we spent, when I say we, the city spent or the utility spent at the campus, is being given back to us, which is the $299,000. That is what we are getting back. The 12-inch force main running along Bay Vista Boulevard was paid for by the utility. It will remain in the utility as the city of North Miami's utility. It is not donated to any entity. In fact, Biscayne Landings, the two schools, everything is connected to that utility, and it pays their fee towards North Miami utility.
Okay, so the lines below. Okay, that's my.
Yeah, in short, Councilman, the lines will remain property of the city. Correct. Anything that taps into it will come into the city. The city will get the money.
Correct.
Okay,
absolutely.
But you say the FI will refund all the money that you spend to upgrade the system?
They refund only the portion that is on their property.
Okay. Which is?
$299,000.
Which is the 800 feet of pipe that's on their property.
And the upgrades to the lift station.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions on tab C? If not, we're going to move on. No. Oh, you have a question on tab C. Go ahead.
Thank you, and it's just clarification. The councilman and I are on the exact same page right here. There's going to be a lot of development at Biscayne Landing, hopefully in the very near future. We're not somehow setting up a scenario where proceeds from any water line stuff goes to FIU instead of the city of North Miami, are we?
No.
So all we're doing is having them repay us $299,000 for the stuff that was done on their property, and everything going forward from maintenance and further fix up and further revenue, that still stays with us, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. We're on the same page.
Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
Mayor. In that case, why do we use the word sell instead of reimbursement?
The maintenance of the system, the maintenance of the lift station now goes over to FIU. So it's actually going to be all the regulatory requirements that the city used to do for that lift station now falls on FIU. Okay. That's the only reason why.
Okay, tab G.
Yeah. Mr. Manager, through you to Mr. Ali, and what does that company does for us, and the contract is there a difference between tab G and tab H? Because I think one is for $500,000, the other one is for $200,000. And
Councilman, if I can very quickly answer that
And-
question.
But just my question
Okay.
is that, and if there's any reason why we separate them, or what exactly both of them they do specifically, the tab G and tab H, what are they doing for that money?
Tab G is the actual televising of the sanitary sewer system. To put it in perspective, it's actually putting a camera down the sanitary sewer lines, and that camera gives us the actual underground condition of the piping. We get a report from the company after the televising of the lines are completed to see where the lines are leaking, where there's any breakage in the pipe, and all of this is regulatory driven. Under para or DERM's SSES requirement, which is also an EPA requirement, the city has to televise all of the sanitary or gravity sewer systems every 10 years. And based on that report, then we could go out and start attacking the repairs that needs to be done on the system. So one of the things that is done first is actually televise the line by putting a camera down the system. It has been done already. We did it the last 10 years. It's a cyclical process.
In other words, the company just get it, just some inspectors, they just go through the line with a camera, with secret socket camera, and inspect all the line if there's any leak on it.
To see if there's any breakage or leaks in the piping, yes.
And that's the only thing they do. If they're lucky, we don't have any leak, they get the money. But if they're not lucky, we have some leaks, they will.
Well, again, these reports are done. It's actually not as simple as just inspecting it. It's a very expensive process where there's a truck involved, different types of cameras. If the system is flooded or there's water completely flooded in the pipe, it is something called a IQS camera, or a camera that goes underwater. If the system is dry, so it's different types of equipment or camera equipment that is used in the process.
Okay. Now, when we go over to tab H,
correct,
it's not the same thing they do.
No, it's not the same thing.
What do they do for tab H?
Tab H is an actual system where smoke is pumped into the lines. If there's any cracks in the pipe, the smoke actually rises to the surface. The smoke identifies exactly where there's breakage in the pipe.
Okay, thank you, that's it.
That's two separate items.
And this is a contract for $700,000?
That's correct. And it's all regulatory driven. Miami-Dade County, every city in Miami-Dade County that own and operate a sanitary sewer system has to do this.
How did you find the company?
It went out for procurement.
Okay. Any other question about consent agenda?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Sorry. On tab E, it's an amendment to the budget asking us to approve some monies, unexpected revenue. But it doesn't tell us where that revenue came from. It tells us where it's going. It doesn't mention how we got that money. So of the $51,000, where did we get that money?
I'm going to ask our budget manager to come up, but while she is coming up, we did get, for the mayor's book bag giveaway, we got donations, and I believe that was in the council report of where those funding sources came from and who they were for.
There's only 3 pages in my packet. Those 3 pages tell us where we dispersed it.
Sure.
Haitian Heritage Celebration, Back to School Bash, Hispanic Heritage, Women's Club, San Souci Demo Day, whatever that is. Did we demolish San Souci? But it doesn't tell us where the money came from. Income.
I don't have that information at this time, Councilman. I can tell you that 25,000 came from, I can account for 35,000. 25,000 came from the eatery, 10,000 came from Bank of America. And the other ones...
$2,500 from one book. I mean, I thought the last time we were here doing the budget, when he asked for it, and you were supposed to give him that information. I mean, did you ever give him that information? That was the
Yeah.
information that he was.
They
that the
did, and
councilman.
if
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
same information, is that the same information?
Yes, it's the same
Most
information.
of that was city vendors. So we're soliciting city vendors to underwrite events during the year?
Where we didn't solicit city vendors. What we did was Ron Book gave money.
Mr. Book's a city
He's
vendor.
a city vendor. And
Yes, I asked one book to sponsor the Hispanic Heritage Month. I asked people to sponsor different events from the city. I don't know if any of you do the same thing too, but yeah.
Bank of America, you said, is one of them. That's one of our vendors. That's where our city account
Right.
is.
correct.
Steve Zelkowitz Law Firm, they made a donation, if I recall correctly.
Correct.
He's a CRA attorney.
Yes.
I mean, is this kind of ongoing solicitation of city vendors for projects ethical?
Yes, they are. If it becomes a part of the contract, they will be obligated to give, and then if they give on their own, that's.
But there's no part of Mr. Book's contract that calls for a donation. There's no part of Mr. Zelkowitz's contract that calls for a donation. So on the record, as we ask vendors continuously through the year to give a little, give a little, give a little, is that ethical?
I can't account to what happened throughout the years. What I'm doing moving forward since I've been here.
But for this item that's on the agenda, I'm not talking about future stuff. I understand what you
Okay.
want to do going forward. You want to build it into contracts. So for what we've received this year that we're being asked to approve, $51,000, most of which came from city vendors.
I can't account for where they came, only for 35,000.
Okay. Would you feel more comfortable then if we pulled this from the agenda and continued it to the next agenda so that you can talk about, or here comes Kay, Ms. Grant, but I'll let you defer to her if you wish.
Sure, she may have more detail.
Kay Grant, Budget Manager. I have a listing of where all the donations came from. That's the listing I gave to you, Councilman Galvin, a couple of weeks ago. For the Haitian Heritage celebration, we had Jerome Yavitz, Michael Scott, the Lumpkin Law Firm, Ryan Security, Robert Sedano.
I mean, Mr. Manager.
Mr. Scott is
Okay.
who we contract with to go out and chase down liens on code. Miss Lumpkin is who we've contracted with on some, I think, personnel issues. Or maybe she was something else. I mean, of the three you just named, two were.
Well, we do have Country Bills
Country
as
Bill's
well.
a city vendor.
Okay, so what's the issue? I mean, go ahead. I mean, ask your question, then we could move forward.
I'm
I mean,
very concerned that we have a practice of soliciting city vendors mid-year to give money for our projects.
Okay.
I think it places undue pressure on any city vendor that if they don't give, they might be in a bad spot with the city. And I think we should absolutely halt going forward all practices of soliciting city vendors for any purpose outside of the contractual agreements that they've already signed to. And that's the reason I bring that up.
Okay. Any other question about the consent agenda? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move it.
Okay, seconded. Anyone wishes to record a no?
No.
Hearing none, motion pass.
One.
Tab O.
There was one objection.
I say there was one objection, so it passed. Tab O. I think we have people that flew in from Argentina to be here, to be heard on tab O. Mr. City Clerk.
I'm asking for
In
postponement
ordinance
to
of the
that.
mayor and the city
Just 1
council
second.
of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending chapter 29 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations by amending the city's official zoning map zoning map reference in Article 1, Section 1-106 to reflect the rezoning of an area consistent of 4 adjacent lots located at 11707 and 11755 Biscayne Boulevard, and at 1700 and 1750 Sanssouci Boulevard from C-2BE commercial to C-1 commercial zoning designation in order to provide consistency with the land development regulations and the comprehensive plan of the City of North Miami, providing for conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective matter. Now, please be advised that Tab O is a quasi-judicial matter in nature. All testimony, including public testimony and evidence, will be made under oath. If you wish to comment on Tab O, please stand and raise your right arm. So anyone who's going to comment on Tab O, you must stand and raise your right arm and take an oath, or you will not be able to comment on it. There we go, now they're standing. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, please say, I do.
I do. Okay, thank you. Public hearing is open on tab O.
Mr. Mayor, I have a motion.
Just 1 second. Public
I have a
hearing is
statement.
open on tab O.
Mr. Mayor?
Public hearing is still open on tab O.
A disservice. A big disservice.
Esther Blinn, 1990 Northeast 118th Road, North Miami, Florida. I'm the Vice President of Sanssouci Gated Homeowners Association, and we wrote a letter to the Mayor and Council, to the City Manager, to the City Attorney. We asked that this matter be tabled or pulled, tab O, from the agenda. Apparently that wasn't even addressed.
I wasn't allowed to address it.
It wasn't addressed, but the community asked that it be, at least be voted on, whether it would be heard or pulled, whether someone comes from around the block or someone comes from somewhere else. We are the adjacent community, and we had no input. None of the developers came to our community. None of them came to the surrounding Section 8 housing. None of them came to the various businesses around there and discussed their proposal. The site was initially, years ago, when the issue of the Home Depot on the east side of the boulevard was addressed, there was the University of Miami Dean of the School of Architecture developed a village concept, a mixed-use concept, and that was to be considered when the property was sold. The issues that the Planning and Zoning Commission addressed hardly go to the issue of importance. There's environmental issues. This is a proposed Volkswagen dealership. There's nothing in the drawings or the photographs that show any buffer between the community most affected, which is the economically challenged portion of the community or middle income community, and that wasn't addressed. And it also will affect the Sanssouci area. There's no requirement for environmental things that need to be addressed. If you're having service, where's the oil going? Where are the fumes going? There's nothing addressed about noise pollution. When you hear they're having service, they have megaphones, they have loudspeakers that you can hear for miles. People that were going to businesses across from the Prestige Motors and other places could hear loudly, car number 52 coming up. I mean, there's nothing in there to address that. There's nothing in there to address the aesthetics. There's no requirement to prohibit an entrance or exit on Sanssouci Boulevard, which should be prohibited. And there's furthermore, item P even allows, I know we're on O, but they're interconnected, them to display automobiles. This is not, it's not so much whether or not you do it, but you have a whole community of residents from the very economically unchallenged to the very economically challenged that'll be most affected. Right across, a few feet away, are apartment houses with children and families. There's all sorts of sort of skating the surface of serious environmental concerns, serious noise pollution, and serious visual concerns, and also serious traffic concerns, none of which have been addressed with the residents. There's been no city workshops on this issue. It's the entrance to a residential, basically residential community, and it's inconsistent, actually, with everything else that's around there. And, I mean, it's not the Sans Souci group alone that's standing up here, even though I am part of that group. It is the environmental concerns affecting people who haven't even been asked, how would you like to have your children growing up with pollution, with environmental concerns, with noise? Nothing. No one. They haven't reached out to us. They came from Argentina to get this through, but they didn't come to us in advance.
Public hearing still open.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council, Mr. Manager, Madam City Attorney. I'm going to have to mirror what Madam Esther Blinn said. While it may not be a procedural due process violation, you've met the veneer of it, but I don't think you've met the spirit of it. And what I mean by that, I come to every one of these meetings. I go to most Keystone meetings, Sans Souci meetings, and 135th Street meetings. And this is kind of the first time hearing of this. And if it's handled, i.e. Fiat, I go by them 3 times a day. They have a workshop up on 154th Street. They park their cars someplace else. That's handled very nicely. On the other hand, if you go out to Weston and see the way the car places, even the Mercedes place out on the Palmetto, it is car 54, and it's loudspeakers, and there's cars coming in and out until 10 o'clock at night. The repo men come in up to 1 and 2 at night. So I would think that this is we need to do something with Second National Bank, i.e. Bank America, and the derelict building it is now. But peradventure, you could, in your eminent wisdom as the city fathers and mother, defer until such time as the applicants would give the common courtesy to address Keystone Point Homeowners Association, Sans Souci, and 135th Street, and probably Central too, because they're going to be affected. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council.
Welcome.
Terry Dellison, Bayview Lane. I agree.
Excuse me, sir. Were you sworn in? Because if not, I can swear you in now.
Yes, I'm in.
I don't recall you standing up. Again, if anyone's going to comment on this particular tab, which is tab O, you must be sworn in. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And if so, please state I do.
I do.
Please proceed.
Okay. Car dealerships inherently have a lot of traffic. We already have a major traffic problem on Biscayne Boulevard from 125th Street South, where it goes from 4 lanes to 3 to 2. Adding something like this can only increase the traffic and cause more inconvenience to all the residents in North Miami. For that reason, and the others stated, I would be against this.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And if so, please state I do.
Yes, I do.
Please proceed.
I just want to share that several years ago.
Please speak into the microphone.
Several years ago, there was a car dealership on 125th Street, across the street from the LA Fitness. That whole shopping center was a, I don't know if all of you remember, an Oldsmobile. I don't remember the name. And there were millions and millions of dollars from the developer who purchased that property. They had to clean up that whole property because of environmental issues. And as many of you know, when there are environmental issues to a property, though they have to clean up maybe a radius, even extending from that property, we never know how far that environmental issue seeps into homes, other properties, or water. So I have a huge problem personally with having another dealership that was eventually removed from our community. Thank you.
Good evening, Kevin Burns, 2065 Alameda Drive, North Miami. Good evening, Mayor and council members. What you have before you tonight is another example of where I think the applicant should have made a presentation to the audience, where staff should have made a presentation to the council members and the audience to alleviate some of the fears and the comments that are being addressed this evening. A lot of the residents are correct, but at the same time, I think that what you have now is nothing but an eyesore. You have a company that has come into our community who took another building that was a horrible building and created a very nice car dealership known as the Fiat. They have since come down to now this abandoned bank building that got damaged during Hurricane Wilma or Hurricane Katrina. There was lots of litigation, and since then it has been one of our biggest eyesore on Biscayne Boulevard. Lots of people came and attempt to buy that building when I was mayor and then afterwards, but the deals fell through. Obviously, this company was able to make a deal, and now they want to do something with it. So I think if you're going to put a piece of property back into productive use, that's good. However, they've done a poor job of coming out and addressing it to the community. What my opinion would be that you would approve this on first reading, give them 3-4 weeks to make a presentation to Sans Souci and numerous other community groups that are interested over that time, and then come back here for your second reading, because you definitely want some community buy-in to it and to alleviate some of the fears. One of the concerns is that this is just preliminary. This is just underlying zoning issues. This isn't the building permit. This isn't the design. This isn't the final approval. This isn't the landscaping. It's not the traffic study. So you're at the very beginning where they could go forward and spend the money to do all the designing and all the niceties that people want to see now. But because if you don't get this approval, there's no reason to go forward. So I would recommend, again, that they get their approval on first reading. Then they can meet with the community, address, again, some of the fears. And what type of building, mixed use, because I'm sure the whole property is not going to be taken up by the Volkswagen dealership. One of the other things is we have to remember that this particular property, part of it is in Dade County. And I know that Dade County has been trying to get the whole thing brought into the county because they're much easier to deal with, as opposed to having the whole property put in North Miami or keeping them separated as it is. So here you have, again, a company that wants to spend millions and millions of dollars. And the standards today of building an automotive dealership, people have learned their lesson. Durham has learned their lesson that they keep all the contaminants contained, and there's modern environmental issues today that they deal with and how to keep a site clean. But again, I think that the council should approve it. I think that they should be required to go out and meet with the community, not necessarily just Sans Souci, but anybody interested or may be affected in the area, and do community outreach, which we expect from other individuals. And then when it comes back to you for second reading, you can get a feel of what the community is saying. Again, it's only the underlying zoning issue and regulations that you're dealing with. You're not actually dealing with the design and the structure this evening. That's further down the road. Thank you.
Anyone wishes to be heard on this item? Hearing none, public hearing is now closed.
Have a motion.
Councilman Blen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You've heard the comments of the citizens of North Miami, and I don't want to repeat them, but it is important that the citizens come first. A company located in Argentina comes second, and that's all it is to it. They have not presented this situation to anyone, including myself, what they were going to do. I only got this rezoning proposal today with the pictures in it, and I don't think anyone in San Souci have seen it before. It looks good. It's a good concept on Biscayne Boulevard. But the real problem is it goes into San Souci Boulevard, which is all residential except for some small businesses that are not a problem. This situation is that the citizens of this area want to review the restricted covenants. They want to make sure there's no egress on San Souci Boulevard where residents and families and children and the tennis courts are, where people will be driving in significant numbers. They want to make sure the landscaping is proper, buffer, especially in the back where there are citizens living not more than a few dozen feet away. They want to make sure the lighting is consistent to a residential area. We don't think it should be open until past 9 o'clock. And there should be no major lighting after that time. People sleep. Some people don't have window shades. Lighting should be limited. They want it from dawn to 11 p.m. All right, that has to be discussed. There's a traffic problem. I've never seen a traffic study. No one else has seen a traffic study for this. That all are items that want to be reviewed by the citizens who live in this area. They have a right to do that. It's unjust to withhold a meeting where they can speak to the developer and get first-hand information. Maybe the developer will make some changes at that time. I'm only asking for a postponement, a tabling of this matter for 2 weeks. In the interim period, I will call a town hall meeting, which I've asked for a time frame from our city manager. I don't know if you obtained it for me yet, at the Gwen Margolis. And we'll meet with a couple of hundred citizens. Tonight we only have 3 or 4. A couple of hundred will show up, and they might very well approve it. 100% love it. They don't know. It's never been shown to us. Why does the city operate this way? I don't know. I've been here almost 13 and a half years, and I'm always surprised the way we operate, not giving the citizens first review of anything. I'm asking for a postponement, and I'm motioning for a postponement, tabling it to the next council meeting. And I appreciate a second.
Okay, motion was made. No one second the motion. Motion dies for lack of second. Councilman Marcellus.
There's disrespect to the population.
Yes, Mr. Manager, we have Lexus dealer right at the entrance of the community, and I don't know when that Lexus dealer was built, and I think there was an issue of environment also that raised, and how we deal with it since Councilman Bland and Councilman Galvin and Councilwoman Steele was here, how we dealt with it back then.
Through the mayor, Councilman Marcellus, as stated by Prior Mayor Burns, that PARA now has changed the regulations. They have changed the scope. They, when it comes to the design component, where certain environmental hazards have to be contained, not seeped into the ground, but into tanks that are placed into the ground. So the Lexus dealer was probably one of the premier spots that has that, and they're able to contain any type of contaminants from vehicles so that they're not harmful to the environment.
Well, since the Lexus dealer has been there, do we have any complaint from the resident from the community back there from the loud noise or the lighting or any kind of things? Did the city receive any complaint from them?
None brought to my attention.
Anyway, in that case, I think Mayor Burns and gave a very good advice, and I think that's something that I really consider. And we will vote for this thing on the first reading, but at least give the community a chance to participate on the process and do a workshop and let them aware what's going on. At least I think that's the best way of proceed with it. And I will vote for it for the first reading. But condition that we have the community to participate on it.
And if you desire, through the mayor, councilman, they are prepared to do a small presentation tonight.
Okay.
Well, I mean, really, I mean, I've gone through the documents. I think the issue is not a presentation. The issue is, you know, whether the people that live in the city had a chance to participate in this process. And I think, you know, Councilman Ben says that you're going to fathom the location, the time to have this meeting. So, I mean, this is only first reading and there's a second reading. So until, you know, that actually taking place, then it should not be coming back for the second reading. But, I mean, this is first reading and we got time. I mean, the applicant flew in from, you know, Argentina, you know, to be here with us. And I think, you know, it's only fair, and especially, I mean, you know, I know, you know, people far away from here that always talk about that building on Biscayne Boulevard. And I think initially there was a school from Colombia that the former president of Colombia, he graduated from that school. That school wanted to have that building to put a campus there. That didn't happen. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they actually apply with Mrs. Maxine Calloway, community planning. Did that school ever come to you? They were on that public shopping center from Colombia, and I guess they never came down there because I know they wanted to buy that building.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we had initial discussions, but nothing formal was submitted to us.
Okay, and basically everybody talked about that building. It was like, you know, how could you allow a building like this to be in your city? And now, you know, basically we have, you know, folks that want to spend some money, that want to turn this thing around, and we're gonna say no. I don't think that's the proper way to proceed. So I think, you know, the first reading should pass, then make sure that we get the community involved. And those of you that just flew in from Argentina, please take that advice and have conversations. I live, you know, less than a mile away from that building, so I see it a lot. So I think, you know, you definitely want to get the public to participate in that. Councilman Galvin?
Sure, and I want the community to participate and have some input and some, you know, vision of what this is, but I think the community should feel really excited because in the last couple of years, 2 auto dealerships have gone on Biscayne in my district, which is really all of our district. Let's not, let's break it down. Lexus, which everybody is incredibly proud of, and Fiat North Miami, which everybody is incredibly proud of. If you're about to get that in your backyard rather than some run-down, dilapidated, homeless attracting building, you should be going 2 thumbs up and be excited to support this. I look forward to coming to the community meetings to see what your presentation is too. I'm willing to vote for it on first reading with faith that it's going to be along that class. But for those that are afraid of an auto dealership going in on Biscayne Boulevard, Fiat, Lexus, we're batting 1,000 so far. So I look forward to seeing your presentation.
Thank you. Then you got Prestige, which is not in the city of North Miami, but it's right there along Biscayne Boulevard. Audi, I mean, they're all there. So they're here to stay. So we should welcome them with open arms. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am kind of blown away by Councilman Scott Galvin. So I was waiting for the long lecture. Actually, somebody didn't do their homework. I feel that the meetings, well, dealing with this item kind of start backward for items that have great importance to the city of North Miami and to the citizens or the constituent in San Souci Boulevard, I think we should have a presentation, first of all, by staff should have explained the item better, and the good people that from Argentina should represent themselves to us, because I don't even know which one of you actually from Argentina, or thank you, now I know. So, and I'm not sure really what this item is all about. So I think I would appreciate it if staff through the city manager or the applicant can actually give us a short presentation. The constituent from Mr. Blaine district at least will have an idea exactly what we're talking about, and for my sake to know what the project will be, please. If you don't mind, Mr. Mayor.
Sure. How long is that presentation? Do you have one here? Very short. Okay. We'll see.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Whichever one of you that can make it clear, at least I'll have a good understanding of what is it exactly is it about. Thank you.
First of all, we want to apologize to the residents because we understood that the process.
The mic is not on or it's not loud enough. Can you guys fix it, please?
Hello. Now it's better. Okay. We understood that the process was that we came to the Planning and Zoning Board meeting that was advertised, and the notices were sent to the neighbors and no one came. So we thought that that was the opportunity to do our presentation, and we are ready. We heard the comments at the last meeting, we addressed all the comments, and we are now prepared to make another presentation. If it's needed, we will meet with the neighbors and we are open to work with them and address all their concerns. The pollution, as someone explained, PERA and DERM, all those agencies regulate that so well that there's no possibility of causing pollution to the water or to the contamination to the air. So, well, we'll show you the presentation and explain how we are planning this.
Okay, good evening. My name is Martin Shemal. I'm representing the Belcastro Group. Well, we're gonna very briefly introduce the project for you that weren't here for the first presentation. We came up with a concept for the lots located in Biscayne Boulevard and San Souci Boulevard. This is a very important intersection for the city. First of all, because it's the entrance to a residential community, but it's also the last property on the city of North Miami before going to unincorporated date. Our location has a large front on Biscayne Boulevard, as it also has a very large front on Biscayne Boulevard. And right now, the conditions of the building, the existing building, they are an eyesore, as everybody is aware, because you guys drive there every day. It's a hazard, and it's been victim of vandalizing and petite crime on a daily basis. We every day have the code enforcement officers contact us, trying to either repair the damage that was done by criminals or people that are sleeping in the area. They do graffitis and visual nuisances that. The only way for finally deterring this from happening is to have an ongoing business. The Belcastro Group bought and purchased the property with the idea of creating a dealership. But people think that dealerships are, as these case studies that we're showing in the presentation, you can see in the monitors, are the typical parking lots filled with used cars and flags that are undesirable conditions for a main thoroughway in our cities, and especially for an entrance to a residential community. What we are suggesting here is that we're not asking for this rezoning to place one of these parking lots. We are requesting that it specifically authorizes new car franchise dealers, and these dealers are regulated by very strong corporate image image standards and operating standards, from the outfit that our employees use to the image that we portray in our inside our buildings, outside our buildings, and we'll in this presentation show you how we envision this new building to be. This is the original site plan that we proposed, very schematic, and in the first meeting we had the input from some of the neighbors and the representatives saying that this is exactly what they didn't envision in their entrance to the city. So based on that, we worked with their comments and we heavily landscaped the perimeter so we would create a buffer to the residential community, and we created a more articulated interior to the building. The special concern was given to Sans Souci Boulevard, and as you can see in the detail, please, I don't know if you can see the cursor in the screens. This is the corner of Biscayne Boulevard and Sans Souci, and we're treating Sans Souci front as if it would be a park. We have a very open, beautiful park lined up with axial, very horizontal palm trees that give way to a pathway, and then we create a 6 feet high green buffer that would impede vehicular and pedestrian transit from seeing the parking lot inside. This is another view of that same facade. You can see it's articulated with landscape. This is the exterior view on Biscayne Boulevard, and as you can see, the building is a top of the line modern architecture. This is the corporate identity for Volkswagen that dictates how the building should look. This is the sidewalk on Biscayne side. We've created all of the entrances and exits to the dealership have been treated in special ways, such as using pavers in the driveways to decelerate the traffic so it wouldn't create a hazard for pedestrians. Also, it's been heavily landscaped so it doesn't create that hard shock with the building. These are some other views so you could see. It's of utmost importance for us to create a walkable environment. Now, in this view you can see now we integrate in the building service and sales, and that's a very important aspect of the concept. So people would be able to drop off their cars in the drop-off box and wait inside for their car to be serviced. Now, service area isn't the typical service as we are acquainted. There is a mechanic shop across the street, the Moya. That's what one has in mind when they think about a mechanic shop. But this is not what we are going to build. What we're going to build, according to the corporate standards, is more like a surgery room than a mechanic shop. And this has to be bear in mind. Interiors of the building are also governed by corporate standards. Everything is top of the line architecture. And in this section, you can see how the building works. There is the first layer of sales, where we have cars in display and all of the sales booths. In the back, we have a core which maintains all of the offices, and in the back, we have the service. Now, the service only has an entrance for the vehicles to access on the right side and another exit on the left side. There is nothing that can be either seen or heard from the residential side on the east side. Now, as they were expressed before, there was a miscommunication, and we really appreciate that the neighbors weren't part of the process in which we addressed some of these comments that were expressed to us in the first meeting, and we are willing, as always, to hear your comments, to work with you. I think that this is a very exciting project. It's not what everybody may think of a dealership, and we're eager to hear your comments and work together.
Thank you. Any more questions?
No, I don't have any questions for them, except that I wish that presentation was made in the beginning.
Okay. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. As Councilman Blen requested, that is his district, so please, make that effort.
Some simple questions. What are your operating hours?
Fernando.
Sure. My name is Fernando Reggiano. I'm the general manager of Fiat Auto. I'm a manager of Italian Automotive Design LLC. This is an American company. Yes, we are based, the regions of these companies is Argentina, because the capitals come from Argentina, but today it's an American company. Okay, we're based in the States, and we start operating in Fiat with Fiat of North Miami. The operating hours of the dealers, they're going to be from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening, but this is not the case for service. That I think that this is the main concern that we have. Service, that we are located in 151st, we close at 5 o'clock. So this is important for neighbors, because we are going to share with you these kind of things. I mainly stand up because I would like you to show what's the face of these Argentines. So I'm going to be the manager, I'm going to be the person that I'm going to follow personally these issues and this project. Fiat of North Miami is just a sample of what the Belcastro Group is looking forward to do. So when you drive and you pass through Fiat, you will see what we are looking forward to do in Sanssouci. What I would like to do is personally to give my apologies, because I think that we have a very big miscommunication mistake. Okay, it's the first time that I have the pleasure to see Ms. Blumen. No, Ms. Blumen is I think the present. Ms. Blumen is here? Okay, you speak on behalf of Ms. Blumen. Okay, so we are looking forward really to work this process with you. The integration with the community. Our first customers is the community. It's North Miami community. And as the mayor said, North Miami is one of the 10th first cities in the United States.
Yes.
Okay, and I think that they have been working really very hard to put this city in this position. Somehow, with a little contribution with Fiat North Miami, in this year, we did this city better. What we would like to do with the project of Sanssouci, even a better city. For sure, we would not like to force nothing. That's not the idea. Automotive business, in terms of revenues and in terms of taxes, is really very important. It's a very important business for the city and for all of you. And the current state of that building, I'm all the days, in daily basis, running behind that building. You know, we cut the grass, I cut it. I'm the person. You can pass by Fiat North Miami, said, look, Fernando, I have an issue there, the graffitis, we're painting. So in daily basis, we're trying to protect that building. The project, what we are foreseeing is something, it's going to be in terms of revenue and taxes, really very important for the city, but mainly in terms of integration with the look and feeling of Sanssouci, we would like to respect you. So now you have a face with whom you can discuss. For sure, we have the manufacturer behind of us at the hotel. The standards in look and feeling, they are this. But we would like to present this to you and say, please, guys, gentlemen, ladies, this is the look and feeling. How we can improve this in order to make you comfortable. The current situation is not comfortable for sure, but what we would like to do for sure needs to be comfortable with you, and we would like to do business in the way and in the style we do business. Who's the Belcastro Group? It's a 7 brands owner in Argentina. They own, we are the importers of Alfa Romeos. It's a very big group. So we'd like to do things well, in a proper way, and I think that Fiat of North Miami is the best example of this. Okay.
Second question. Will you accept a covenant running with the land in case you sell this business that the next party must go through the same process of zoning? Your present zoning will not be carried on beyond the scope of your business.
I think that we addressed this in a document. It's already...
We brought here, we have a draft of the Declaration of Restricted Covenants that we prepared, and we addressed this issue, and we're willing to commit to most of their concerns that were sent with Susan's letter, and we've addressed them on the Declaration of Restricted Covenant.
So I'm also worried about the noise that will emanate. You will make sure the noise will be kept at a level that people can respectfully understand that you have a car dealership there, but not a noisy one.
The way it's set up, the layout of the building will protect this. In any case, we can show you what are in normal operations, what will be the noise. Currently, you will have the service area in a, let me say, black box. You will not be able to see and you shouldn't be able to hear because this is inside of the building, normal operations. Martin Jamal have just gave a small metaphor of what's a service currently today in a workshop. It's very similar to a surgery area. Today, we are almost taking out pieces and putting the pieces. There are no more hammers. We are not speaking about body shop. So body shop where you hear hammers and this kind of thing, this is going to be just mechanic, okay? And mechanic in terms of new cars, today, the Fiat cars, they're not coming back to the dealer.
I understand.
No, we're not coming back.
And please confirm that we'll have normal residential lighting after you close until you open in the morning. No more than that type of lighting.
Sir, in terms of normals will be defined by the normal users that are the citizens. So they're going to tell us, guys, please don't turn on the lights after 11 o'clock. This is going to be like that. I'm turning off the light at 11 o'clock in Fear North Miami. Because first of all, in terms of consumption, and second, for sure, if this is an issue that we need to address together with you, what's normal, it's great. It's not a problem for us.
Are we doing?
Excuse me. We already called this public hearing. The councilman is asking questions of him. Are you done, councilman?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
One resident was worried that you were
yes,
going to take demonstration cars into our neighborhood. We don't want anyone demonstrating your car in the San Souci neighborhood.
Okay, what we do
No
in terms
speeding
of
in the
process
street.
of Fear North Miami, we set up a driving course. We set it up. For Fear North Miami, it's like that. So if you tell us we don't like to have test drive inside of San Souci, for sure we can do that. We're going to share with you which could be the driving course. We take it out from San Souci, and for sure this could be the case. It's not a problem for us. It's no problem.
Mr.
And you'll have no ingress or egress on San Souci Boulevard.
That
No going out or coming in.
well,
Exits.
that's a sensitive subject and not do.
What does that mean? You will.
That's
Okay.
a sensitive subject and
Okay.
is
Things can be addressed in the public workshop. I mean, that's.
Okay. Any other questions, councilman?
No,
Okay.
but
I
we
want to make
can-
sure you
we
have
can
significant landscaping, not in the front, which I know you will have, but in the back to protect the residents who live in the apartment houses.
Yeah, and the presentation showed that, and to address the entrance on San Souci Boulevard, we are not intending the customers to enter or to exit on San Souci Boulevard. However, we are pretty sure that the fire department will need an exit or access, so we are willing to provide a gate with the fire department access, that they have a code or they have a special key, so in case of an emergency, they can enter or exit, but by no means the customers will
Yeah.
use San
You're not
Souci.
going to have a loudspeaker system where calling cars.
We don't need that, sir.
You don't need that.
For sure not.
You're not going to leave any trash
Lex doesn't have.
of the nature where oil or gasoline is built.
The answer is no. We are regulated by the manufacturer, so regardless of the control of the city, the manufacturer, if we are in that kind of situation, we could be out of the network of the manufacturer. So we are regulated on those kind of items.
So, Mr. City Manager, remember this. This is what they're promising. The only thing I'm perplexed about is that you're going to have an entrance and exit on Biscayne Boulevard. I can understand, but on San Souci, we really don't want any additional cars.
What
on a
happens right
residential
now
street.
is
It's okay. Okay. Address that at the public hearing.
okay.
I
I'm
think
not
that's-
finished. Please don't interfere with me.
You have more questions for?
We've got a
I'm-
long
I'm
meeting,
ask-
Mr. Blinn.
What?
We've
You
got a
got
long meeting
you
in
got
front of
more.
us.
Go ahead. Ask your question, sir.
What is the situation with the exit and exit?
Very quick. That there's a public alley that serves the residential community behind the dealership or the bank right now. If we would close that, they would not be granted access to their own parking spaces. So what we would be able to do is to if they
Limit it?
accept- It's up to you. It's your right of way.
It's up to me. I would not permit it.
Well, but then you will have to go through the legal procedure to close an alley. We are
Yeah.
not proposing to do that because the existing alley serves another property. But
Citizens of the area really don't want more commercial traffic on San Souci Boulevard. It's too much now, frankly, for them. It's a lot of kids crossing that street, people walking to the tennis courts. I think it's dangerous to the residential area. That's what they're worried about.
we can build a solution on that.
You've got a vacant building that's attracting crime and homelessness. That's far more dangerous to children in the
It
neighborhood
is not.
than...
It's totally
Oh,
gated with
okay.
6-foot fence.
All right.
No one gets in there or gets out. It's an eyesore, but it's not dangerous.
I ask you to ask
Mr. Galvin, hold on a minute. Do you have any more questions, Mr. Blaine?
You know, you don't live there. I'm there every day. I see what's going on.
Mr. Blaine, do you have any more questions?
No, you will come to a city meeting if it's called. I'd appreciate it.
For sure.
Or a town hall meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, has that date been set for the town hall meeting? No, not yet?
You have a date?
Mayor, we will work with Councilman Glenn and his constituents and
Yeah.
set up one.
I asked you last week for one.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Move it.
Okay, has been moved.
Second.
Has been seconded. Mr. City Clerk? Roll call?
Councilman Marcellus,
Yes.
Mayor Pierre,
Yes.
Councilman Blen,
No.
Vice Mayor Steril,
Yes.
Councilman Galvin.
Yes.
Measure
Okay.
passes 4-1.
Thank you. I think it's a good time to take a break. We're going to take 10 minutes. We'll be back here at 9:35. Thank you.
It's dangerous. It really is.
You have some food? No,